Okay, should come on. Yep, okay.
Okay, perfect. So welcome everyone to this meeting of the Planning Committee held on Tuesday, the 21st of December 2021 by video link. I won't go with the usual being recorded things because we all know that. So on to apologies for absence. Have we received any apologies for absence, Mim?
No, we haven't, Chair.
Thank you, Mim.
Nigel is just joining us now.
Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect.
My apologies for joining late. I had trouble with my internet. I got a new system. Apologies, Chairman.
No worries, Nigel. You only missed me asking if there were any apologies for absence.
Okay.
So perfectly timed. Any declarations of interest from councillors? Councillor Paul.
Yeah, it's going to be not a declaration, but basically 17 Ambrose Lane, one we've had an email on. I live just around the corner, but far enough away not to have an interest, unlike the telecom tower. So I just press, in case anybody try and put two and two together, this one, in my opinion, is too far away. It's right up near Ambrose Lane. So
Okay, perfect.
Nothing to record.
Okay, perfect. Any other declarations of interest from councillors?
No, nobody's put their hand up.
As ever, if you spot one during the meeting, do yell it out at me at the relevant moment and we'll take that. Then minutes of the meeting of the Planning Committee held on the 7th of December. Are we happy to take those as a true record? All in favour?
Right, that's unanimous, and you'll be signing those later on, won't you? Yeah.
Once again, we're building up quite the pack for me to go through when I eventually get back to Town Hall.
Okay.
Public questions in accordance with Standing Orders 22 and 23. Have we received any, Mim?
None received, Chair.
Letters of objection. I know we had the one about, in my notes, I've got it down as 29 Hollybush Lane. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes. None others received, though, Chair.
No others received. So we note the one we've received on 29 Hollybush, and we'll take that at the appropriate item.
Yep.
So on to the meat of the agenda, which is applications registered in the weeks ending the 3rd and the 10th of December. So, where are we? Sorry, give me 2 seconds. There we go. 5/2021, 3293, 334. I mean, that number looks far too long to be accurate for the next one, but 337330.
My apologies.
Criteria required for consideration.
I will adjust that when I do the minutes. My apologies.
No worries. I thought I was going mad for a moment. 5/2021, 3316 at 15 Hillside Road. Your observations on this one, then?
Okay, once I've done the observations, then I'll go through the street scenes with you. Okay, so regarding this application, the properties on this side of the road are built close together on a sloping terrain. The host dwelling is a semi-detached property. The adjoining property, number 17, has already extended to the side with a 2-storey extension. This proposal shows a 2-storey side extension which has been pulled in from the side boundary by just under a metre, with the roof height lower than the existing roof line, and is shown to be subservient to the original dwelling house. The existing garage area is used as bicycle storage and will be continued as such. Remaining parking to the front of the property as existing. Proposed single-storey rear extension runs along the full width of the building, with the main side element extending approximately 3.5 metres past the existing side boundary line and incorporating a green roof with screening to the neighbouring property of number 11. Construction of the larger dormer window to the rear, which will increase headspace for the existing loft bedroom. There's no increase in bedrooms, with the property remaining as a 4-bedroom dwelling house. No side windows are shown on the side elevation. Overall, the proposal doesn't appear to impact on neighbouring properties or the street scene, and no trees will be affected. The parking appears to be satisfactory. Consider no objection subject to no loss of amenity to neighbouring properties. And I will just flick on to the pictures for you. Here we go. So here you can see the rear view of the property, and this is the front of the property, and you can see this is the bicycle storage here, and this is where they're going to do the 2-storey. And here we go. So this is the block plan. Okay. And this is the existing, but you can see on this is the neighbouring property that they're joined to, and you can see there that they've done the 2-storey side. And if I go down, this is the front of the property. Again, you can see where it's subservient on the top and it's pulled in at the side there so that it doesn't look like terracing. And this is the rear existing, and this is the proposed existing. And again, you can see this is the rear extension where they're pulling it straight across. Okay, and we'll just go down to this one, and here you can see the ground floor elevation. So this is the 3.5 metre extension there, and this is the 3-metre extension there, and these are the 45-degree runs. Okay, so this is the first floor elevation here. Okay, and that's basically it. Okay.
Thank you, Mim. Any comments? Councillor Turnbull.
Thanks, Chair. Can I ask a question for education? I've come across it in 2 or 3 proposals tonight. Looking at the 45-degree angle line, they work it out from the middle of the window. But I notice if you go to Howard Pease, another architect who often submits plans, he works from the edge of the window. What is the correct definition of how you work out the 45-degree line?
Well, I've always been told that it's from the middle of the window, but I'm not overly sure, to be honest. That's something that's a technical thing, which a planning officer will probably enlighten you on. I'm not qualified as a technical officer.
What I could do, I know Howard Pease, I might separately send him an email and ask. I noticed his plan. I noticed they always work from the nearest side of the window to the adjoining property. Okay, thank you for that.
Okay.
Thank you, Councillor Turnbull. Any other comments from councillors on this one?
No, none. Oh, hang on.
Councillor Paul.
Yeah, very quickly, are any objection letters in on this one?
No.
No, okay. I think it's to the edge of the window, not in the middle, but there we go.
Okay.
I think we're covered anyway by the no loss of amenity, aren't we?
Yeah.
In that case, unless I can't see any more hands, anyone else want to speak on this one?
No, nobody.
I can't see any more. Are we minded to go with the recommendation? All in favour?
That's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, 5/2021 3340 at 23 Grove Avenue. Your observations on this one, Mim?
Okay, so this property is sited in a group of 6 bungalows on a road with 2-storey properties further on up the road, and which has a sloping gradient to it. The proposal to reconfigure the roof with side and rear extensions will not increase the roof height, which remains at the existing 6-metre height. The dwelling itself is bordered by a single garage either side, one of which is to be reduced and incorporated into the dwelling, and the other reduced and used for storage. The existing overall width of the property is 15 metres, which includes both garages, and the proposal shows that it will be reduced by 1.35 metres. A front porch is proposed to be added, which will measure 0.75 metres, and the front elevation will show matching gable ends on the front window, the porch and the remaining existing garage area. Small dormer windows on the front elevation are shown to be incorporated into the roof space. The depth at the rear of the property will increase from 11.9 metres to 13.1 metres in order to incorporate a flat roof and provide larger first floor accommodation. Bedroom habitable space will increase from 3 to 4 bedrooms, with parking provision remaining at 2 spaces. Although there is an increase in size to the bungalow, it doesn't appear to have a detrimental impact on the neighbouring properties in terms of loss of amenity. No trees appear to be affected by this application. I've suggested no objection in principle, although the committee point out that there is insufficient parking provision provided for the increase in bedroom accommodation. So we'll go on to the pictures again. And if we just click on to, right, so this is the existing bungalow. And this is it from the roof, from the bird's eye view. So you can see the garages either side of it. And here you can see where the proposed block plan is. Okay, that's the existing. And this is the proposed. Okay. And again, this is the existing. And these are the proposed plans. And this is actually a drawing of what it's going to be like. So you can see the 2 parking spaces here. Small dormers there. And these are the pitched areas. And this is the rear view of it. Okay.
Thanks, Mim. Any comments from councillors on this one? I can't see any hands. Anything I've missed, Mim?
No, nobody's saying anything.
Okay, in that case, we're happy to go with the recommendation as set out. All in favour?
Yep, that's unanimous.
Perfect. Okay, on to 5/2021/3351 55 Meadway. Your observations on this one, Mim?
Okay, no letters of objection for this one either. This proposal shows demolition of the existing conservatory and the installation of a single-storey rear extension in its place, incorporating roof lights. The proposed single-storey rear extension shows a slightly larger footprint on both side building lines, but as these are pulled in away from neighbouring boundaries, do not appear to have any detrimental impact. As the proposed 2-storey rear element is shown positioned in the middle of the dwelling and with sufficient distance from properties at the rear, it does not pose any threat of loss of amenity or privacy. The roof height is proposed to be altered by ½ a metre from 7 metres to 7.5 to incorporate the 2-storey rear extension, but due to the varied roof designs along the road will not have an impact on the street scene or neighbouring properties. There will be an increase in bedrooms from 4 to 5. Parking arrangements remain the same at 1 garage and 2 parking spaces. No trees will be affected by this proposal. Consider no objection. Just go on to the pictures for you. Right, so this is picture of 55 Meadway from the air, and this is the property here. Okay, and can you see that okay? Because the plans aren't very clear, they're a bit faint, unfortunately. So that's the existing, and that's the proposed. And there you can see in the middle of the building there, that's where the extension is there. That's the 2-storey one. And down here, that's where the rear extension is. And there you can see the block plan there. Okay.
Thanks, Mim. Any comments from councillors on this one?
No.
I can't see any. In that case, we mind to go with the recommendation as set out. All in favour?
Yep, that's unanimous.
Thank you. 5/2021/3353 does not meet the criteria required for consideration. On to 5/2021/3236 at 15 Leighton Road. Your observations on this one, Mim?
Okay, so the proposal for this particular application is to replace 4 windows and repair 1 window at the rear of this listed building, which is in the conservation area. Photographs included with the application show that the windows are in a bad state of repair, and the proposal is to replace 4 of them with single glazed treated softwood timber frames with 6.4mm laminated glass, and then they will be fixed in place with putty, which will then be painted white to match the existing. The repairs which are planned to be carried out to the remaining window will also match the existing. The proposal also states that necessary repairs are required to a brickwork panel adjacent to the first floor window, which is bowed and loose and therefore a safety hazard, along with the timber frame, which has also deteriorated. Repainting of the brickwork will also be carried out to match existing where necessary. Consider no objection, provided that all works are carried out in accordance with policy ESD of the Harpenden Neighbourhood Plan, and also the policies which refer to the conservation area and listed buildings. And if I show you these pictures here, you can see the bad state of repair. So that's obviously the building there, which I'm sure you all know. And these are the areas where the lines are, where the works are to take place, the windows and the works and so on. You can see here the framework of the windows and the frames there, the paint peeling here, and this area here where the red line is, that's where the bowed brickwork is, that is dangerous. And so you can see that there are definitely repair works that need to be carried out.
Thank you, Mim. Any comments from councillors on this one? Councillor Paul.
You've got a site plan. Where actually is it in Leighton Road?
It is next to
It's Prezzo, I think.
yeah, that's it.
Where?
Prezzo. It's
Prezzo's.
yeah.
It's the old doctor's surgery.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm fitting right down. No, it's in town. In town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost opposite Pizza Express, but not quite, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
opposite the triangle, the green
Yeah.
grass triangle in the town.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Any other comments from councillors? I can't see any. In that case, we minded to go with the recommendation. All in favour?
Yep, that's unanimous.
Perfect. On to 5/2021/3051 9B Rosebery Avenue. Your observations on this one, Mim?
Okay, so this application was previously refused by the local planning authority with regards to the size of the proposed rear dormer. This new proposal submitted shows the proposed roof dormer has been reduced in size, scale and design. It now appears as 2 rear dormer windows instead of the original 1 large full width design, along with the addition of 2 Velux roof windows. Reduction in size and scale is shown as the depth of 2400mm to 2360mm and the height 210mm to 1800mm. The remaining ground and first floors remain unchanged. Consider, although the committee accepts that the reason for refusal appears to have been addressed, concerns are still expressed that insufficient parking provision has been provided and with regards to the size of the property, which may in turn impact on the character and appearance of the street scene in the Harpenden Conservation Area. So I've just flagged up basically that we had concerns about the parking from the last time. A letter of objection was on St Albans website from a property in Longcroft, where the gentleman had concerns regarding the dormers, and saying that they were still large and that it would affect the amenity on his property, as the roof is still visible from his windows and back garden. So I will just show you again. Here we go. So this is the property here. That's from the front. So this is the existing, and this is the proposed. So whereas before the dormer went the full width of the roof, they've now changed the plans to put in these 2 roof dormers and these 2 little V-Lux. So they've still got the headroom that they wanted, but they've made it more appealing to the eye. And there you can see again where they've altered. You can just see the roof plan. Okay.
Thanks, Mim. It mentions in the thing a first floor front terrace extension. Could you point where that is? Because I couldn't see it on the plans, but I may be being a bit daft.
Hang on. Oh, terrace extension. Hang on a second. Let me just. Let's have a look. Oh.
Yes.
There.
Hmm.
So they've just extended over there.
Yeah.
That area there. So if you go back to that picture there, they will be extending it there.
So they're pulling that forward, that
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Any comments from councillors on this one? I can't see any. In that case, are we minded to go? Oh, sorry, Councillor Turnbull, your arm has appeared into view. You're on mute, Councillor Turnbull.
Is there a plan of the site? I just want to see how that front extension, how is that in relation to the property next door? Is it right up to the board? I've no idea. I didn't pick that up myself. I was more concerned about the dormer or dormers.
Well, there is. Hang on just a second. Let me just see if I can get it for you. Let's see. Where are we? See if it's on here. Oh, here we go. Can you see that?
We are still looking at your documents folder, Mim.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. So I don't know how you're gonna.
If you come out and start sharing again, come out of sharing and start sharing again, that might do it. I don't know.
Right. Okay. So. Right. Not sure how to do it.
Technology is a very fickle thing these days.
Okay, so I'm going to do it this way then. The easiest way for me is I'm going to. Can you see that?
If you pull it back slightly.
There you go. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted to see?
Thank you. So is that okay? I mean, what height is that going to be right down the side?
I think that's first floor down the side.
Oh, it's all first floor. Okay.
Yes, it is first floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. My new system doesn't give me access to your photos at the same time. I can look at one or t'other, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. No worries.
No worries. Anyone else want to make a comment on this one? I can't see any. Have I missed anyone?
No.
No, in that case, we minded to go with the recommendation as set out. All in favour?
Yep, that's unanimous.
Perfect. On to 5/2021/3375 at number 90 Station Road. Your observations on this one, then?
Okay, right, so variety of styles and designs of both roof styles and dwelling houses are in this road. This house in itself looks quite dated. It currently has a single garage which is built up to the existing boundary wall on the neighbouring side of number 92, with a small space up to the boundary of neighbouring property number 88 Station Road. The existing parking is shown as 3 vehicles, which includes the garage, which is sufficient for the current 4 bedrooms. The proposal for a new 5-bedroom dwelling will increase the footprint of the property, particularly at the rear, with a 2-storey element extending past the rear building lines of the neighbouring properties, and the single-storey rear extension reaching even further, which may create a detrimental impact on the properties on either side of the host dwelling. The proposal shows a new roof height, which appears to run in line with neighbouring property number 88, and which is also matching in design, hosting a half-hipped roof. 2 small dormer windows are incorporated into the roof at the rear of the property. Some distance has been gained between the host dwelling and the boundary of number 92 due to the proposed loss of the existing garage, which is shown built up to the boundary. Parking appears to be sufficient, with 3 parking spaces being provided, and no trees appear to be affected. I've said express concern with regards to the size and scale of the proposal, which may be an overdevelopment of the site and could impact on neighbouring properties, creating a detrimental impact. Looking on St Albans District Council website, an objection has been raised by the Herts and Middlesex Wildlife Trust, who have stated that they are objecting because a bat survey is required due to the design of the building, which is extremely suitable for bats, and there is a record of bats within the vicinity.
I think as well, I'm unless I dreamt it, I think some of the neighbours, haven't they emailed an objection?
I didn't. No, I haven't seen it.
Email it to me for some peculiar reason.
They
I'm
must have done.
just under the impression that I've seen an objection from neighbours.
Okay, I haven't seen one, so it might have been just to you then, Rosemary, because
That's
I
a
haven't
bit
seen
weird.
one. Yeah. Do you want me to show you the pictures?
Yep.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Right. Okay. So that's the first view, and this is the second view, which you can see the property up to the boundary there with the small space there. And there again, you can see the block plan. This is the 2-storey element, and this is the single-storey element at the back here. And there you can see, this is the existing, where you can see the height of the building here, which is relevant to this one. Okay, and this one obviously is higher here. And there you can see where it's changed. So it's got its roof line in line with this one, and more or less the height is the same there, but obviously crowding that one there. Okay, and you can see the extension, this single-storey extension here. Okay, and the changes at the back here. Okay.
Perfect. Any comments from councillors on this one? Councillor Turnbull, then Councillor Paul.
Thanks, Chair. My only observation, don't know if we can do much about it. You know, it's a fair chunk of construction in the back garden. You know, you really are. How far down back gardens can people go before they're stopped?
I think it's only at the point at which they are either overdeveloping on the plot or it's losing their amenity to such a level. I think
I couldn't help feel the Mim's summary probably expresses it. Express concern regarding the size and scale, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
My immediate reaction is there must come a point when enough's enough. I'm afraid.
Any? Sorry, Councillor Paul, you were next.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, from that last point, it would be number of bedrooms or amenity space per bedroom. I did look at the 45-degree angle on the first thing. It looked okay. First floor, it was well over 45. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no angles at the back. It's big one.
It's definitely big. Councillor Farmer. You're on mute, Councillor Farmer.
Yep, there we go. My mouse was taking on a life of its own. I was going to agree with Councillor Turnbull, and I think it's the neighbours who are objecting to the size and scale, because I think there is a potential. It's a big development, and I think there is potential loss of amenity to the neighbours, and I think would be concerned at that.
Thank you, Councillor Farmer. Any other councillors? I can see Councillor Turnbull again. The three who haven't yet spoken are off my screen, so if anyone wants to speak as well. Okay, Councillor Turnbull.
I would almost therefore suggest, following up Councillor Farmer's comments, we actually don't express concern, maybe we refuse.
Okay.
I was just about to suggest that perhaps we should take a sounding on that before we move on.
Councillor Hill wanted to say something.
Councillor Hill.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if we were going to include. It would be worth us including the what you say about the BAT survey and what we had, including that as well as into the recommendation.
Yep.
And I mean, if you're taking view on whether it express concern or, I'd be more express concern, I think, just because although it is quite a big development, a lot of it is single story. So, I mean, if it was all double story, then I'd be a bit more. I mean, I'm more express concern if that's just what.
Thank you, Councillor Hill.
I don't mind either way, really. But.
Thank you, Councillor Hill. Any other comments on this one?
Councillor Paul again wants to say something.
Councillor Paul.
Yeah, okay. I think I would agree with Councillor Hill. Express concern, I think, would do it. I don't need to mention the bats because that will be conditioned.
I think we'll mention the bats. I don't think it hurts to just say we've noted that that the Wildlife Trust have expressed some concerns.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, that's the reason for doing it. Okay. Right.
Yeah. Right. I will go with a vote on express concern, and then if the vote isn't carried, I'll go for a vote on refusal, if that's okay with everyone. So I'll start with that amendment about the bats. Are we minded to go with express concern on the basis given? All in favour of that?
That's 4.
4. Well, that's a majority, so we'll go with express concern.
Okay.
Perfect.
Lovely.
5/20/21 3385 at 6 Grant Gardens. Your observations on this one, then?
Okay. No letters of objection received on this one. This property is set in a small road with houses of similar style, but some of which have been extended on the front elevation. The proposal for this property is to extend the porch area to the depth of the existing garage, convert the rear of the garage into a habitable area and erect a 2-storey extension over the garage area and extended porch area to reform bedroom 3. This 2-storey element of the proposal appears to run in line with the front building line of neighbouring property number 7 Grant Gardens and does not affect number 5 as it is pulled away from the side building line of the host property. At the rear of the dwelling, the proposal shows a continuation of the existing single-storey extension to the end of the building and a small 2-storey extension which extends bedroom 2 to form a master suite. There are no additional bedrooms added to this proposal. However, due to the loss of part of the garage area, parking is reduced and could become an issue in this small cul-de-sac. No trees will be affected. consider no objection to this proposal in principle. However, concerns are expressed to the potential loss of the use of the garage, which may impact neighbouring properties and users of this road. So we'll go on to the pictures. Okay, and here we have 6 Grant Gardens, and this is the property here. It's the only picture I could really get, and these are the whole of the plans. So we've got the existing along the top, and there we have the proposed there. Okay, and just get my head around it again. So if I can just, oh, here we go. So this is, I can't even see my screen very well. Oh, here we go. The existing are down the bottom here, and that's it. And these are the proposed here. So this is where the extension is going to be here and along here. So this is proposed here. And this is where they're going to extend along this little part here, as opposed to there. Okay, and I haven't really got a block plan as such. Okay, and then they're going to, this is the ground floor where they're going to fill in along here. Okay, hope that helps.
Thanks, Mim. Any comments from councillors on this one? Councillor Paul.
You say it brings it up to building line with number 7. Is there any objection for number 7? I guess not.
No letters of objection to.
Okay. Well,
Any other comments from councillors on this one? I can't see any. If anyone is waving their hand and I can't see them, do yell at me.
Yeah, no, there's nothing there.
Perfect. In that case, we mind to go the recommendation as set out? All in favour?
Yes, that's unanimous.
Perfect. On to 5/2021 3361 at 85 Springfield Crescent. Your observations on this one, Mim?
Again, no letters of objection have been received by St Albans or ourselves. Now, this property is part of a pair of semi-detached houses in a row of star dwelling. The proposal shows a 3-metre single-storey rear extension, which is extending the existing kitchen further along the back of the property to the side elevation. A part first floor extension is proposed, which will accommodate a further bedroom and ensuite with a depth of 4.8 metres. Due to the siting of a garage at the side of the property and with the neighbouring property number 83 Springfield Crescent also having a side garage, this first floor element does not appear to have any detrimental impact at all. The garage itself is to be utilised as a gym/office, and therefore parking provision has been altered with a proposal for the widening of the dropped curb in order to enable vehicles to park on the adapted front area of the property. Parking provision shown is for 2 vehicles, which is insufficient for the increase in bedroom accommodation from 3 to 4 bedrooms. However, there does appear to be sufficient space along the side of the property, which has been previously utilised. No trees will be affected by this proposal. Consider no objection. So if we go on to the pictures, we have a look again at this one. Again, this is Springfield Crescent, and this is the part of the semi-detached properties. Where this red arrow is here, this is the area that they want to extend the dropped curb. This is the existing, and this is the proposed. And you can see there, I'm going to extend there, and then So these are the existing, and this is where they used to park a vehicle down here. And this is the area that they're going to do some changes in to make it into, this is the garage, and they're going to make that into a gym. What was it, a gym cum office? Okay. And this is the area that they're extending a little bit here, changes here. And they're moving the cars here, but I think they can still park along this area because this area hasn't changed at all. They haven't widened it, they haven't altered it. The front door's there, but they can still get in and out. So yeah.
Thank you, Mim. Any comments from councillors on this one? I can't see any.
No, doesn't seem to be any.
In that case, we mind to go the recommendation as set out. All in favour?
Yep, that's unanimous.
Perfect. On to 5/2021 3310 at the Spinney Little Lane. Your observations on this one, Mim?
Okay. No letters of objection again received. So this property is set in a secluded part of the conservation area and is proposing to extend out to the side of the property with a ground floor extension, which expands to the rear to incorporate the space that appears unused. The front dormer on the existing front elevation is to be enlarged, although this does not show as a substantial increase and remains subservient to the remainder of the property. The doors to be utilised in the side of the elevation are fully glazed with top lights, which are also glazed. The proposal shows an increase of roof lights from 3 to 13. Due to the positioning of this dwelling in a sensitive part of Harpenden and the ecological aspect of the surroundings, there are concerns with regards to the increase in roof lights and glazing, which could have a detrimental impact on wildlife due to light pollution. Consider express concerns with regards to the increase in possible light pollution regarding the additional roof lights and glazing incorporated in this proposal, which may have a detrimental impact on the natural habitat of the local wildlife in the Harpenden Conservation Area. So, excuse me, you'll see what I mean. So this is the property here, and I believe that they're going to extend to the side there. And it was quite difficult getting my head round which side was the rear and which side was the front, etc. But eventually, because they put A, B, C, D around the sides, and looking at these little bits here, which detailed it, it was a little bit easier to understand. So it took a while. So anyway, this is the existing, and you can see this is the proposed. Okay, so you can see the increase in the roof lights, which quite a lot, as you can see. And I was concerned about all these roof lights and so on carrying on because of the effect that they might have. You know, once all the lights are on and so on and so forth in such an area, that they could impact quite badly. So if you see there, you go back. And all these additional changes. So there you go.
Thanks, Mim. Any comments from councillors on this one?
Got Rosemary, and we've got John, and we've got Nigel.
Perfect. We'll start with Rosemary.
Well, personally, I'd go for refuse. Quite apart from the potential adverse effect on the wildlife, I mean, it's a mind-boggling number of lights in the conservation area. It seems to be totally out of keeping with the conservation area and looks more like it's an office block in central London.
Thank you, Councillor Farmer. Was it Councillor Drake next that I had?
Thank you. Yes, Councillor Farmer's made the point for me. I think it looked like some kind of wartime searchlights going into the air, and it's certainly wholly inappropriate for this area. I've no idea why they've gone for that configuration of roof lights at all. It doesn't appear to make any sense to me, and I think it is completely inappropriate to the area. So I would agree with Councillor Farmer.
Thank you, Councillor Drake. Councillor Turnbull?
Thank you, Chair. I tend to agree. Perhaps I wasn't quite as vociferous in my thinking, but certainly to me it sounded a bit over the top. But in addition, are we able to see a block plan of the new proposed building in relation to the neighbouring properties? I think I remember seeing that when I looked at the plans on the council website. And I was a bit concerned about 45-degree angles, etc. But maybe I'm wrong. That's what I've got written down in my notes here.
I don't have a block plan, unfortunately.
I think because it's only a single-story extension as well.
Yeah,
I don't think
it is single, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was another reason, actually. I can show you. It didn't seem to show up on my pictures, but this was another reason why I was concerned. If I can show you, can you see that? The amount of glazing as well.
Yeah.
And that was another reason. So it's not just the roof lights, it's the glazing.
Yeah.
It might have been easier for them just to build a greenhouse.
Anyway, I just had a question mark and rules against it when I looked at the plan. But I think it's all been said by my colleagues previously.
Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Turnbull. Any other comments from councillors on this one? I can't see any. I am missing people from my screen though. So if
I can't know. Oh, was
Yeah,
that
Bert's got his hand up.
Bert?
Councillor Paul.
I will say in my lifetime on planning, I've never seen so many roof lights. It's probably going to get a plane landing there instead of Luton. It's that glazing, you showed a lot of it. That's across the back, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awful lot.
Yeah.
Strange one. Is it a particularly dark area, that Spinney? They need to.
Not
Is it?
anymore.
Must be a reason for it. They love daylight.
And I would also suggest a damp sort of hole, if you know what I mean. I'm sure it's pretty damp in the winter. That's another story.
Yeah.
Any other comments from councillors on this one?
No, can't see anybody.
Okay. I will take the vote on express concern. If people prefer refusal, I will then take a vote on refusal. So we'll start with a vote on express concern. All in favour of that?
Just one.
All in favour of refusal?
1, 2, 3. I can't see Rosemary's hand. Are you your hand up? Oh. 4. And I can't see yours, Matt. I can't.
Well, I was waiting to see what the majority was in case I had to cast a casting vote, but
right, the majority is recommend refusal.
I think that's fairly strong. In that case, we'll go with refusal.
Right.
Okay.
So it's recommend refusal regarding inappropriate development.
Yeah, for the reasons given.
Yeah.
In the original.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Perfect. On to 5/2021 3252 at 9 Wensley Close.
Okay, thank you. Okay, again, no letters of objection. This property is positioned in the corner of a small cul-de-sac and set back on its site. It overlooks Cross Lane and the fields beyond, with a railway running to the side of the garden. The proposal is to erect a front porch canopy and to extend the single-storey rear extension to run the entire length of the dwelling house. A first-floor side/rear extension is to be sited over the existing sitting room area facing towards number 10 Wensley Close, to form larger bedroom facilities along with an additional bedroom, changing this 4-bedroom property into a 5-bedroom dwelling house. There doesn't appear to be any loss of amenity to number 10 with regards to the proposed side rear extension, as there are no windows on the front elevation, merely roof lights. A Juliet balcony is shown to be incorporated into the rear of the proposed first floor bedroom, but will have no detrimental impact on any of the neighbouring properties due to the siting of the host property with no dwellings to the rear of the site. Garage is to be retained and there appears to be sufficient on-site parking provision. No trees will be affected. Consider no objection. So here we go. So here we go. So the only picture I could get was this one here. So you can see there, it's got its own, it's set back further than these properties here. This is the area that it's going to do the 2-storey build, and it's going to be facing towards this property number 10 here, but it won't have any front windows towards it to overlook. That's possibly why there's no letters of objection or anything. So here again, you can see the property here. It's going to face towards that bit. There's a tiny small extension here. It's on quite a large plot. And here, let me see, this is the existing. And this is the proposed. And you can see this, this is where the Juliet balcony is going to be. So it's set away from the other properties and it's going to be facing right away across it's Cross Lane, I think I said, didn't I? So yeah, so and this is the area again where it's going to be built, facing that way. The window is to the side, and so therefore I couldn't see any reason to object to it.
Thanks, Mim. I mean, I personally put in some language about subject to no loss of amenity to neighbouring properties.
Yep.
Councillor Turnbull, I can see your hand. You're on mute.
I'm not now, thank you. Miriam, can we see the site plan, the sort of the block site plan again in relation to number 10, I think?
Yes.
I did have a question mark. This was number
9.
No, hold on. The number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I suppose, building that extension right up to the boundary like that. There's no complication. Well, there's going to be a building complication, to say the least. And as a matter of interest, how does number 10 get access to the cul-de-sac?
Well, I did look it up. Let me just see if I can.
Interesting. Yeah.
When I looked at the plans, I thought to myself, there's an oddity. There's something funny there.
No, there's a little bit here that he goes.
I assume they have right of access.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was my first port of call, actually, to wonder how on earth, because I had to double check on the boundary lines and so on, and this was the only picture I could actually find where you actually gave you a clue as to how they had access to their property.
Yeah, I can confirm that. I often walk past Wensley Close on my way to the Common, and that there is something that's quite common to this area, which is a sort of shared drive area.
Yeah.
Okay, not our problem, not our concern, but I wonder what the rights of, how wide the rights of way are. Does it allow for new construction or just right of access to the existing property? But that's not our problem.
No.
Thank you, Councillor Turnbull. Any other comments from councillors on this one?
No, doesn't seem to be. No.
Okay, so with that new language about subject to no loss of amenity to neighbouring properties, are we happy with the recommendation? All in favour?
Yep. That's you. I think that's John. You got your hand
Yeah,
up.
he got a thumb in the shot that I caught, so
Okay, that's unanimous then.
I took that as a vote. 5/2021 3428 at 18 Greenway. Your observations on this one, then?
Okay, thank you. This proposal is showing a single-storey front extension, which is to replace the existing porch. It is shown to protrude further into the driveway and possibly reduce parking provision. A small single-storey rear extension is proposed for the rear of the property, which infills an area at the side and is kept within both the side and rear building lines, along with a first floor rear extension next to it, which allows for the incorporation of a study area into the property. Due to the siting of the dwelling on the property, the proposed rear extensions do not appear to have any detrimental impact on any of the neighbouring properties. However, consider express concern with regards to the proposed single-storey front extension, which may reduce the existing parking space and result in pushing vehicles onto the pedestrian walkway. Now, if I just show you what I mean. Where are we? Down here. Right, so this is 18 Greenway. And so this is the property, and because they're going to be, at the moment they've got a vehicle parked here, but because they're going to be extending right along here, my concerns were that obviously they're going to lose this area for parking, going to lose the parking area, and obviously they've got this area here, that's the walkway. Then they've got, if they sort of like lose some of this parking space here, they could end up with it overhanging the parking area, and end up with it affecting pedestrians and so on and so forth. So this is the existing. And this is, see, it's quite a big extension. As you can see here, so they've only allowed for 2 parking spaces here. Oh, that's not that one. Sorry, it's this one. Sorry, I jumped onto the wrong one there. So it's here.
How much is left at the front of that property between that and the footway? Because it's not immediately clear from the.
No, let me just have a look on my plans and see. So the only thing I can show you, one second.
Could you unshare your screen, Mim? Because we've currently got a very small,
Oh,
very small version of you. If you're about to put something up to the camera.
sorry. Right, okay. Let me see. Right, okay, so the best thing I can show you is, oh wait,
Yeah.
can you see that?
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of space really.
Is the brown the footpath? I think it's brown.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. So there is still.
there is some space.
Yeah. It's not as bad as I feared when I looked at those plans. Councillor Drake.
No, sorry, I was going to say it's if I read the plan right, it's 4 bedrooms plus a study.
Yeah.
Okay, because obviously that would flip it if that study was ever used into a bed into a 5-bedroom, and therefore should really have 3 parking spaces. So, I mean, obviously it says it's a study. We have to assume it is a study. But certainly there's certainly not room for 3 cars. That's absolutely certain.
Am I not right in thinking 4 bedrooms should be 2.5 anyway?
4 bedrooms. 4 bedrooms should be 3 parking spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So they're
that's
under.
really
They're under anyway then. They're under anyway then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got Councillor Live, and I think I heard Councillor Hill in the background as well, but I'm not 100% sure.
The garage that is there at the moment isn't a garage, is it? According to the plans, it's got a store,
Yes.
and then it's going to become a gym.
Yes.
So the garage actually isn't a garage anyway.
No.
So that's not even a parking space either.
No.
No.
Councillor Hill, did I hear you in the background?
Yeah. To me, it looks like currently it's you can fit 3 cars, but then with the building line coming forward on that right hand side, it's going to go down to 2. I mean, the only way you could perhaps squeeze 3 in is if they got, you saw on the street view, they got rid of the sort of landscaping on the right there. But to me, it just looks like it's going from 3 spaces down to 2, and then that's not enough for a 4-bed property. So, I'd agree with express concern.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think even if you got rid of that landscaping, the slope in itself is going to be a difficult problem to overcome without getting in some diggers.
Well, yeah, I was giving the benefit of the doubt. Probably, I think you're right.
I mean, basically, they are extending their front area right up to that, what looks to be that landscaping, and removing that holly bush that's there.
Okay. Any other comments from councillors on this one? Any hands I'm missing?
No, can't see anything.
Okay. I think we're still only saying express concern, so I will put that to a vote, and if people want stronger, then I'll put refusal to a vote afterwards. But for now, express concern. All in favour?
Yes, that's unanimous.
Perfect. On to 5/2021/3388 does not meet the criteria required for consideration. So on to 5/2021/3396 at 17 Ambrose Lane. Your observations on this one, then?
Okay, so this proposal is a resubmission of a previously approved application and is for a further increase from 2 metres to 3.3 metres to the part 2-storey rear extension. This proposal meets the 45-degree rule and offers no detrimental impact on neighbouring properties in terms of loss of amenity or privacy. No other changes apply to the application. Consider no objection. So if I just show you what the plans show. So where are we? That's right. So here you can see the only changes are to this area here. And basically all they're doing is these are the previously approved plans. So this area here, they are basically extending outwards, this here. And when I was looking at the plans, there were no detrimental impact on neighbouring properties. There was no, I couldn't see any. So there was no, there you go. So there with the 45-degree line, there was no impact with the additional increase.
Thank you. Mim, any comments from councillors on this one? I can't see any.
No, I can't see any.
All in favour of the recommendation?
Yep, that's unanimous.
Perfect. 5/2021/3397 does not meet the criteria required for consideration, nor does 3401. So on to 5/2021/3268 at 31A and 31B High Street, which I believe is the former Santander site.
Yes, it is. So this proposal is for a new hardware shop front with new glazing to replace the existing and externally illuminated fascia signs. Repair works and repainting of the building are also to be undertaken. The company logo of Lords will be in white stainless steel mounted to the fascia, which will be painted grey with a warm white bright LED continuous strip to run above the logo. A blade sign will hang from the corner of the building displaying the company logo and will be lit by external lighting. Consider no objections subject to appropriate design and use of materials within the Harpenden Conservation Area. And I will show you what they intend to do. So here we go. So there you can see the old building. And this is the old, or the existing, I should say, frontage. Faces onto the Bowers Parade and the High Street. And this is the new frontage that they want to put on it. Okay. And so, and here what they're going to do is, this is the existing grille, which they're going to keep there, but they're just going to paint it in a, I think it's Farrow and Ball light grey. And then any paintwork is going to be either the Farrow and Ball light grey, and where it says Lords here and here, they're going to be in white. And then they're just going to basically have, let me see, what did they say? Gold lettering in smaller words, which is down here. I think it says Harpenden there. But the rest of it is in white lettering. And then they're going to have a blade sign just hanging here, but everything is going to have just externally lit, which is in keeping with the conservation area. And these are the signs. So it's going to be Lords in white and then in gold, at home with quality. And that is the proposal.
Thank you, Mim. Any comments from councillors on this one?
Rosemary?
Councillor
Rosemary's
Palmer.
I was only going to say it's very nice to see an application for a property to actually become a retail establishment, not another cafe. I think looking at them, I think they're a smallish chain of sort of upmarket cookware and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's good to see as well, more broadly, someone occupying an empty shop. Given the current economic climate, it's always nice to see. Any other comments from councillors on this one?
Can't see any.
Okay, in that case, we minded to go with the recommendation as set out. All in favour?
Yep, that's unanimous.
Perfect. On to 5/2021 3432 at 29 Hollybush Lane, which I would note is the application where we received that letter of objection by email. Your observations on this one, Mim?
Right, okay, so this proposal is for changes to the recent planning permission given against application reference 5/2020 2647 and are shown as an increase in width to the first floor rear extension, which now includes the previously void area described in the permitted application, along with a change from a flat to a pitched roof to the single-storey element of the rear extension. Both of these alterations do not appear to have any impact on the neighbouring properties in any way, in particular the first floor rear element, which is set in from the side building line of the host dwelling. Consider no objection. So I will show you what the changes are. Okay, so this is the rear of the property. That's the front of the property, and I think this is the property where the objection was raised from, and that's the side door that the gentleman was talking about. But this is where the changes to the permitted application are made. So basically, this is the voided area. It was void originally, but the application is just to build slightly further over here. So again, this is showing where the void area is. And there you can see that they're coming over a little bit more here. Okay, and then There you can see where previously it was a flat roof there at the rear, they want to put a pitched roof. And those are the only changes. I've double checked the front and I can't see any changes on the front at all. And I can't see any changes at the sides. It is purely this and in the void at the back.
Thank you, Mim. Any comments from councillors on this one?
Can't see any.
I can't see any. I think we should add subject to no loss of amenity to neighbouring properties, just to make sure if we have missed anything that the district do pick it up. But otherwise, are we happy to go with that recommendation? All in favour?
Yeah, that's unanimous.
Perfect. Okay, on to item 7, I think, unless I've missed any, which is appeals. We have 84 Park Rise, which has been dismissed. I believe that's the only appeal we've got. Yes, it is.
Yes.
So we're just noting that that's been dismissed.
Yeah.
Item 8 is our preservation order tree works, which again are just for noting. Number 9 is conservation area tree works and technical applications, again just for noting. The item 10, the list of weekly St Albans District Council decisions, for noting. The next meeting of this planning committee is being held on Tuesday, the 11th of January, 7:30 p.m. I believe still virtually because of the Omicron situation. And the next meeting of the St Albans Plans North is on Monday, the 17th of January at 7 p.m. And that brings this meeting to a close at 8:45 p.m. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
Hope you all have a very good Christmas.
Thank
and I
you.
will see you in the new year.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everyone.
Everybody.